Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today I'll be going over one of the biggest, sickest villains of all time. This individual's hating and pettiness is so high. It goes past the likes of some of the biggest haters we've ever seen. Bigger than Black Manta, higher than the racism Lex Luthor has for Superman, even more envious than the vendetta Eobard Thawne has against Barry Allen. The man I'll be discussing in this video is none other than the biggest egotistical villain of all time, Victor Von Doom, aka Dr. Doom. Now, we've seen Dr. Doom in a couple of movies, from the last 3 Fantastic Four movies to him getting announced as the next main villain for the next Avengers movie. And after doing some digging, some research, I'm not gonna lie to you, man, we've never had an accurate Dr. Doom before, especially the 2015 one. Oh my god, I hate that movie. That shit is trash. But seriously, Dr. Doom is arguably the best villain in Marvel. In fact, maybe one of the best in general. He's definitely a top 3. The things this man is capable of and commits in the comics is lunacy, man. It's criminal. And the level of pettiness the guy displays every single time he pops up is insanely questionable. Dr. Doom will go to next level serious lengths just to even mess with you. So today, I'll be going over his origin, his twisted ways, his hate for the Fantastic Four, especially Reed Richards. And low-key, I'm gonna talk about his aura farming too, because the guy is always doing some shit, man. It's his trademark. So without further talking, let's jump right in, man. So let's talk about his origin real quick. So Victor comes from a country called Latveria, and he used to live with a small group of people who were on the run constantly because the leader of Latveria was a dickhead. Dr. Doom's mom was also a witch who practiced in the dark arts, and eventually this shit backfired on her, which caused the demon to possess her body, make her kill a bunch of soldiers from the Baron of the country, and then the soldiers jumped her and killed her. Then the tribe of people they rolled with tried to kick Doom and his dad out since his mom was a witch, and Doom was not having it. He was violating, chatting shit, saying he's gonna do a lot worse to them than his mom ever could. So because of that, they let him stay. But I don't blame him for crashing out. They really tried to tell him this shit at his mother's grave. That would have me heated, man. Later on, Doom's dad gets summoned by the Baron, who wants him to heal his wife, but then he was unsuccessful in doing so, which made the Baron want to kill him. Even though there was nothing he could do, man, she had cancer. So Doom and his dad had to go on the run to escape his men, only to be stuck in the freezing cold the next day, and then his father almost froze to death protecting this guy. And whilst he was healing, the Baron's men take away his dad to probably die, and Doom was pissed at this shit. Look at his face. He didn't care no more. He was tired. So with all the things that happened to him, Doom decided to break into his studies into both reading his mom's spell books and divert into science to try and combine the two. And these achievements got him so rated in the world. A man from America came to give him an opportunity to work in the States. So Victor takes him up on this and leaves to go uni in America. And this is where he meets the GOAT himself, the guy who surprisingly bagged fine shit Jessica Alba, Mr. Fantastic. And these two straight up disliked each other already. They had a full-on rivalry. Doom did not rate this guy at all. They were not seeing eye to eye, fam. So as Victor excelled in his research, his uni life, and just working in general, eventually Reed stumbles in his room and finds blueprints for a machine he wants to create to try and save his mom's soul from Mephisto, which is the demon that possessed his mom and took her soul. Then Reed tries to convince Victor into not going through with this because this will mess him up if he goes through with it. And because Doom thought he was trying a bunch of shit, he decided to go about his business and use the machine, only for it to completely backfire on him and mash his face up. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you here, there's a lot of different ways his face looked after the experiment, and some of these are hella horrific, but I'm pretty sure in most comics, it was like the smallest cut in his cheek. But to him, he was tweaking, because back in his heyday, he used to be that guy. He used to be pulling all the girls and basically get the attention of everybody, like no homo, this was a sexy man. And he was such a perfectionist to his own looks. And as soon as he saw that scar, he was bugging. And because of the experiment, Doom got kicked out of university. So he went all the way to Tibet, spent 5 years learning and training amongst monks, cultivating and mastering his genius in both magic and science, to eventually combine the two to create his iconic armor set. But remember earlier when I said his scar wasn't that bad from the failed experiment? This idiot then decided to put on his armor while it was fresh hot and this shit melted onto his skin. So now his face is proper mashed up. He's ugly as hell. But this is when Victor has finally become the legend Dr. Doom. And with his newfound powers and tech, he went straight back to Latveria and took the country over ASAP. I'm talking about he did this in a couple of days. And as soon as he became the ruler of this country, he made it probably the best place in Marvel alongside Wakanda. He made Latveria sick, bruv. Free healthcare, better food, everyone got shelter. He basically patterned the country and made it a home for everyone. Doom was letting the whole squad eat. He was breaking bread to everyone. The public rated and loved him. They full on messed with him. Like, I know for a fact, if I got a chance to live in Latveria, I would not live in Latveria. I'm going straight to Wakanda. That's my home country, man. But the point is, Doom made this a safer place for everyone. He had a goal to make it better since his upbringing was horrible and wanted everybody to live long, fruitful lives. Except you can't diss him. If you didn't respect him as a leader, you probably die, I'll be wrong. But with the way he made Latveria better, Doom also thought to himself, if he could make his own country better, then he could make the entire world better. And he believes he's the only person in the world who can do that, which acts as his main motivation to try and take over the entire planet. Doom believes that everything he does is for the greater good of humanity in general. He's not a villain to be a villain to just pull a bunch of evil bullshit, but it's for a better purpose and to make the world in his eyes better for everybody. And since Latveria is a good example of him doing that, then it might be the right thing to do. But this is where we part into talking about how much of a hater Dr. Doom is to the Fantastic Four, how much he despises Reed Richards, because this man might be the biggest hater and pettiest guy in history. People always speak about rivalries like Batman and the Joker, Goku and Vegeta, Freddy and Jason, me and my barber when he tried to charge me £20 for a fade. We've all seen some sort of rivalry before, but the amount of bullshit between these two is diabolical. All logic flies out the window. All of the good Dr. Doom does for the people gets slashed out as soon as he hears anything about Richards, because I swear to God, this guy will do anything to prove he's better than him. He made everyone in Latveria run on the same Wi-Fi and the password was Richards sucks. He constantly tries to get at his wife all the time just to get a Reed. Came back from the future where Reed made the world a paradise and lied to the past Fantastic Four, telling them that Reed ruins the future just because he didn't get to fixing it first, which is mad, because in a world where Doom visits an alternate version of himself who did everything he saw how to do, probably fixed world hunger, got rid of global warming, ended world wars, made the planet better, had a whole family and didn't really care heavy about Reed or his rivalry with him anymore, the variant then made the biggest mistake of his entire life. Something so deceitful, something so gut-wrenching, something so bad that this shit affected me. The variant dissed Dr. Doom's fit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you don't do this shit. You never disrespect Dr. Doom's fit. So as soon as the variant disrespected his drip, Dr. Doom was furious. And you could tell they changed the font. He was pissed. So in less than 2 seconds, Dr. Doom just evaporates this guy's head off and eliminates his entire universe. But I'm not gonna lie here, I agree with his crash out. You can't diss my fit and be friends with my biggest op. I don't believe in that shit. You have to go at that point. Also, disrespecting Dr. Doom's garms is a criminal offense. It should be a criminal offense. I mean, his clothes are so legendary. He's boys with Santa, and every year on Christmas he gets the guy lemon polish for his armor. Santa knows the guy stays clean, but genuinely his vendetta against Reed Richards makes no sense. You can't be mad at him for pointing out a flaw in your machine that if you fixed probably wouldn't have messed you up, and cause it did, now you finna hold it against him. Like, bro, how arrogant do you have to be here? His hate to Reed is so bad. The Marvel universe was getting judged by a flipping Celestial at one point, was about to be destroyed, and the only challenge the Celestial gave to Doom was to just say Reed is smarter than him. And this man couldn't do it. He passed anyway, but if he didn't, that would have been the end to their universe. He didn't care. He would have gone out just like that. The one thing I'm honestly trying to figure out here is, how are you jealous of this bum? I'm not trying to dismiss Mr. Fantastic, but what is there to be jealous of? You own a country. You're rich. You're smart as hell. Why do you care about Reed? He barely pulled Sue Storm. This man was struggling. Doom would focus all of his attention to just hate on this guy when Reed already is a dude as well as him. Make it make sense. He got the Baxter building. You have a castle. He gets funding from the government. You're rich as hell. You're a king. You got a family. You can buy hundreds of families. You can use magic and science. This is a stretchy, man. How are you two even comparable? I don't get it. Even in the movies, Reed promises to cure Ben and couldn't do it. But guess who did? And you're still mad at Reed? Reed Richards lives rent-free in this guy's mind. Doom can't hack the fact that this guy exists. And if we, the public, were to compare their lives, we would all say Dr. Doom's life is a lot better. He's a flipping president, bruv. This guy is way too insecure. It got so bad, Doom had god-level power, and he was still jealous of the guy being smarter than him. What the hell is wrong with this guy? Doom hates Reed so much that if you wanted Dr. Doom to do anything for you, all you have to do is say Reed Richards couldn't do it, and I promise he'll do it for you. That's the type of shit he's on. But the man in general is not somebody you want to mess with. He doesn't play when it comes to get back. One time he was about to get married to this woman. It was about to be a beautiful wedding, and he was gonna live his life in peace and harmony. He was gonna finally stop his hating and villainous ways against the Fantastic Four, and balance would have been restored across the entire planet. It was gonna be great. Until Johnny Storm slept with his wife. So he gave Johnny a nanovirus that made him unable to turn off his powers and had him keep burning just so he could never touch anyone again. I mean, fair enough, the crash out made sense. Johnny was being a homewrecker. We don't support that shit. Even Reed knew he was on the wrong. He was moving like a bum. Dr. Doom got Sue Storm to name their daughter Valeria just so Reed will always remember that Doom helped deliver his baby. And you know what her first word was? It was Doom. Like, come on, bro, this is too far. He even stole Reed's family when he had god power just to gloat to his face. Why even use the power like this? What's wrong with you? Hey, but it's got me thinking. With all the good Dr. Doom does, with him being a good leader to his country, helping people out, making their lives a lot better, and wanting to make the world a better place, imagine if he was real. We'd probably vote for him as president of the world. Think about it. The man would probably solve every problem we got on the planet, give everybody a free car, make movie sequels and endings to TV shows good instead of it being trash. Listen to me here. He could really bump into Warner Bros and make it so Velma never existed. He could change the laws in America to make jaywalking not a crime, so you can freely cross the motorway as you please. He could make school cafeteria food good, slapping some Popeyes and Domino's too, making this a proper meal. And best of all, he could free humanity and children across the globe of one of Earth's biggest crimes against society. He could make homework illegal. Think about it. If we told Dr. Doom that Reed Richards came up with homework, we could get homework out of here and life would be great again. It would be amazing. It would almost be a paradise, man. It could be amazing. Dr. Doom for president. Live life, breathe air, be a hater, bro. Just be a hater. But this was me talking about Dr. Doom, who I think is the GOAT of all villains. And I also want to say I'm still going to do every video I put up in the poll a while back that I deleted. So with that being said, comment down below some movies that you thought were underrated. I appreciate all you, man. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.